Adrian Lewis was on top of the world of darts at the start of 2012, having secured his second world championship after beating Andy Hamilton in the final at Ali Pali. However, his run to doubling his world title tally and the year that would follow was filled with lots of bad luck and strange moments for Lewis. In an interview, he said that trouble seemed to have followed him around that year and that he was not sure what he'd done to deserve it. He said that he was like the Mario Balotelli of darts, why always me? Before this video begins, please make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, as currently just 1% of my watch time comes from subscribers. Lewis came into the 2012 World Championship as the reigning world champion and got his title defense underway against Nigel Hayden. Lewis was the big 1-9 favorite against Hayden, who was a Pro Tour qualifier. The tournament's betting sponsors even suggested that it was a good idea to bet on Lewis to win the round 1 game 3-0. However, Hayden made a great start to the game, winning the first set against Throw in a last leg decider. Hayden then won the second set 3-1, taking him within one set of the win and making him the 8-11 favorite for the game. Lewis's day got even worse when he went off for the break after the second set, as when he was practicing backstage he was stung by a wasp on his non-throwing hand. However, despite the pain, Lewis was able to recover, winning the third set in a last leg decider, and the fourth set 3-1 to level up the game. Lewis eventually won the game, which went to a tie break, and spoke about the Wasp sting in his post-match interview.
I'm 2-0 down, come off at the break, having a chuck. I had 2 darts in my hand, I threw the first dart, I had 2 darts in my hand, and I felt a sharp, black, obviously, prick in my hand. I thought, bloody hell, what's that? I looked down, I've got my 2 darts in my hand, and a wasp in between. I thought, what the hell's that? It was stuck actually in my hand. And I mean, I just thought, this is not my day. I'm 2-0 down and now I've just been stung.
What would have happened if that had happened on your
other right hand?
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't actually I mean, normally I roll the dart off my left hand to my right really quick as a throw. And obviously it slowed my momentum down. I was like, hey, you know, this is not right. It doesn't feel right. So all my hands swollen up. I just thought, this is not your day, pal. Yeah.
Has that ever happened before, anything like this?
No,
never.
No, I just thought it can only happen to me, you know what I mean? I'm just one of them people who's the most unluckiest people you'll ever meet. I mean, I won $72,000 in Vegas, for God's sake, and still can't bloody claim it. And then I get somewhere. It's one of them things. I mean, I take the rough, the smooth, don't get me wrong. But you have to laugh about things, you know?
Following this win, Lewis beat Robert Thornton, Wayne Jones and Terry Jenkins to set up a semi-final clash with the then world number 3 James Wade. Wade managed to win the first set of the game, and Lewis looked set to level the game up a 1-all, with him having 3 darts at tops to win the second set. However, as he stepped up to throw, he implied that there was a big breeze blowing across the stage, which was affecting his darts. He took over 2 minutes to finish this turn, as he was speaking with Wade and the referee about the situation. This led the crowd to begin booing Lewis. He missed his darts at tops, giving Wade the chance to level the set, which he did. Wade won the second set and went 2-0 up. The players threw their first few darts of the third set, but Lewis got very angry about the breeze and called the officials on, who determined that the conditions were not correct, and that the game had to be paused and the players left the stage for 20 minutes.
Matt Porter, Chief Executive of PDC, what have the players just said to you? What have you just said to them?
We've explained to both players that all the airflow mechanisms within the West Hall and the Great Hall here at Alexandra Palace are closed off. Every door is closed. Any air movement is natural and is generated by movement of people and by the temperature. It is very warm in here, especially for this time of year. Both players obviously want to put on the best display they can. This is the World Championship semi-final. They've got 2,500 fans here who expect a top quality game. Everybody watching at home the same as well. The players are disappointed that they feel they can't deliver that. They've both agreed that they will continue. The conditions are the same for both players. They've both agreed agreed that they'll continue and play to a winner with this game now. We've done everything we can to ensure that there's no airflow within the building here, and we're hoping that the rest of the game can continue without incident.
Lewis won the first set when the players came back on, making it 2-1, but Wade managed to win the next 3 sets. Wade had a dart to win the match in the 8th set but missed, allowing Lewis to check out 98, and Lewis did not lose a leg after that, whitewashing Wade in the final 3 sets to win the game 6-5. Lewis got most of the hate from the crowd and later stated that it was Wade who asked him if he wanted to go off first, not the other way round. Because Wade was 5-1 up, needing one more set to reach his first final and blew it, he felt that everyone thought the break worked in his favor. James might say he lost because he was too nice, and he should have insisted that we carried on without that interruption. Lewis said Wade was just jumping on the bandwagon. Lewis's bad luck continued after this semi-final. He said that when he beat Andy Hamilton in the final, people moaned that it wasn't the highest quality match, but that he was up until 5 a.m. obliging the drug testers after his semi-final and he'd only managed a couple of hours sleep. He was literally the last one out of Alexandra Palace. He felt that this was why he was a bit jaded on stage the following night. Around a week after the final, Lewis had a blowout at 70 miles per hour on the motorway, which saw his Jaguar nearly end up under the back end of an articulated lorry. When Wade and Lewis met later in the year during the Premier League, Wade got angry during a leg in which Lewis was throwing for the win, as he felt that the then world champion was deliberately bouncing on stage to put him off. Lewis showed the referee that the movement was due to a loose floorboard and said that there had been a problem with a loose floorboard in the previous game, so it wasn't anything to do with him playing tricks. He said that as he was tall and a big lad, if there were any loose floorboards they were going to creak a bit under his weight. There was a frosty handshake between the players at the end of the game, which Lewis won.
Always a little bit of needle between you and James Wade, but Rod Harrington is standing by you there. There is a bit of movement, and you could feel it.
Also, Dave, Barney in the press room said him and Kevin could feel it as well. I mean, it happens sometimes, and you can actually see.
I think
the rate,
I thought it was a bit of an
from
excuse when I come up firing in the second half.
Yeah.
Because he didn't start moaning about it the first half when he was winning. That's all I can say on the matter.
Rod?
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely feel it. Something's happened there, and you can't foresee that it's going to happen, but it happened. But that's just the way it is, you know. Sometimes you just get on with it. You know, when you're winning, you don't feel
I just say I'd never ever
do.
cheat to win a match, and I saw my daughter's life. I'd never ever do that. I don't need to do that. I believe in my own ability, Dave, right? There's no way I'd deserve to cheat. I don't do that.
Later on in the year, Lewis had another incident which was not his fault. During his match with Richie Burnett at the Players' Championship Finals, Burnett accused Lewis of clicking his darts while he was watching him throw. Burnett claimed that Lewis was making noise to distract him, and the players had an argument on the stage. Lewis said that Burnett was trying to mess with his head and that if Burnett can hear clicking darts, when there are 4,500 people letting their hair down in a noisy venue, he must be able to hear a mouse squeak during a thunderstorm. The players hardly shook hands at the end of the game and Burnett stormed off. But he later apologized because he realized it was the photographer taking pictures next to the stage. Lewis then went on to lose his world title after missing 2 match darts at tops in a quarter-final loss to Van Gerwen.